Everybody, Jonathan. I'm not going to say what channel this is because you clicked on it, so I'm assuming you know. I'm going to stop saying that kind of stuff. But hi, my name is Jonathan. If you've never been here before, basically, I like to just throw out challenges to what everybody's talking about. So I'm the kind of person, and this is developed over my lifetime because of my life experiences. I've been through a lot of crazy stuff, and so it's altered the way I look at things. Good, bad, neutral, I don't know. Right? Everybody's going to have their own opinion about everything. But so when I come into a new organization, so for instance, when I was in the military, I'll tell you a little bit of a sad thing. When I was in the military, my third deployment, I'm in Afghanistan. I became in charge of something where I'd never done it before. That's what happens in the military. You're promoted based off of and provided opportunities and access to different things based off of the potential, right? And so I became in charge of something that unfortunately, when I first got there, I didn't know anything. So I was just watching, and it's called left seat, right seat. So I was like right seating. So I'm learning how to drive the ship type of thing, right? There was no boats, and it was like the first couple weeks I was on the job. Afterwards, I'm just doing everything my predecessor did. A lot of people lost their lives. I blame myself, uh, obviously, and I carry that weight with me. And that was one of the most significant events that changed who I am as a human being. So whenever I go into something, I don't just take people's word for it. I don't just fall in line. I am not a yes sir type of person. I don't care if you've been doing something for 100 years. That doesn't mean it's the best way to do it. That just means you haven't looked into trying anything new for 100 years. Or if you have and it failed, well, maybe there's something else. So I like to challenge already constructed ideas. I like to challenge mainstream ideas because I believe that's when you get to find opportunities for efficiencies and for improvement on whatever you're talking about. So that's who I am. So that's what this channel is. And that's what it's going to be moving forward. As my experience with YouTube changes, so will this channel. I still want to help people. So if you have questions about anything as far as starting your own business with collectibles, I'm not a subject matter expert. I've walked the road, and I can let you know what I did, and I can let you know what I would do differently. Um, if you have questions about how to grade comic books or anything else that I do on this channel, feel free to let me know, and I will give you all the information I possibly can. I am here to try to help the community, and I think one of the best ways to help the community is to challenge the thought process that everybody has. So that's who I am. That's what this channel is about. And so far, over 300 people have subscribed to this channel, and that's freaking mind blowing to me. Um, it's freaking really cool. So there's over 300 people out there who don't mind uh, thinking about something other than what's in the mainstream, right? Who enjoy maybe being challenged a little bit, or maybe if you don't enjoy it, you at least like to listen to another perspective. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. If we do get to 325 by the end of today, will be giving out that giveaway. All you got to do is subscribe to this channel, leave a comment down below. Hell, comment about whether or not you want me to continue doing this. Comment like about Magic the Gathering. Comment about whatever you want. I will try to get back to everybody. So at least you're not just commenting for nothing. So feel free. This is the video. This is November 18th. Comment down below. Make sure you're subscribed, and I will be giving away one of those boxes that I showed you in that previous video. It's a Double Masters 2022 draft pack or a Topps Chrome MLS blaster. Yeah. So feel free to let it down below. Okay. Really quick. I want you to think about something. Today I'm going to be busy all day, so I won't be able to do a lot of content, but my thought process on all of this. You got all these, content creators asking for change and asking for you to boycott and asking or destroying the product. Hasbro was so desperate to capture as much demand as possible. There was so much demand in collectibles in all genres, not just Magic the Gathering since 2020. And so they just spread out their product line. They threw out their net to try to capture as many dollar bills as possible, right? And so as they were doing that, they didn't even have enough products for everything. I mean, do you remember Double Feature? They just literally reprinted the last 2 sets and then put them in a new box, and they didn't even put color on them. Like, they didn't care. They're just like, print as much as possible, put it out there. We just want everybody's dollar bills. They didn't care. They're just printing. And so they were doing that because of the amount of demand that they saw in the marketplace. They didn't care, but they also understood that at some point, this wasn't going to last forever, and at some point, they're going to need to shift. At some point, all the flippers, collectors, and investors that moved in to the space won't be there. But they also know the stockholders, the shareholders, will be really pissed off if Hasbro goes from 100 miles an hour on the printing press to 10 miles an hour on the printing press. So Hasbro has to have a justifiable reason to explain to the shareholders why they went from 100 miles an hour to 10. They had to purposely destroy what they were doing. And again, this is where I challenge everybody. This is my perspective. Hasbro and every other collectible company out there mass produced on a crazy amount of scale. And how do you switch over? First of all, you don't want to switch over until you've really bled the market dry of all the flippers, of all that money that's in there that they don't really care about the product. You want to get as much money from that population as possible. I believe that this will be their last final swan song, big dollar item. There'll be probably one a year for the future, but this is the last one for this kind of like this train wreck that's been going on for 2 years, because they're trying to get that last penny out of everybody, all the big potential flippers and collectors. And then what's going to happen? And then it's going to come out, because all the public backlash, right? They're going to change their ways. That they've listened to their players and their core base of fans and players, and they're going to change their ways. They're no longer going to do these crazy print runs. They're going to listen to and reestablish the spirit of the game. And everybody's going to cheer about how the content creators saved the game, how the players fought back, and they boycotted, which caused Hasbro price to fall, and which caused, them to change their ways. We did it, guys. We as the players, we did it. When Hasbro, this was their plan all along. They wanted to change. They wanted to switch gears, but they needed some kind of catalyst in order to justify why they changed their business practices as a publicly traded company. How do you do that? How do you develop that catalyst that you need? You piss everybody off to the point where they do all these crazy videos. You send reports to New York Times and the financial world to get publicized in all the news articles how Magic the Gathering's destroying their golden goose. Because what is that going to do? It's going to lower the stock price, which they want, because they want the flippers, investors, collectors out. They've already bled them dry. They understand the economy's falling. Everybody's going to be losing their job in 2023. They want all those people out. They bled them dry. They publicize how bad they're doing. Stock prices are falling. They knew it was going to fall anyways because the economy's freaking tumbling right now. So they do it on purpose. They get ahead of it. They do it on purpose. They drive it into the ground. They drive it so hard into the ground it causes public outrage. So what do? They respond to the public outrage, and they shut down their machines from 100 miles an hour to 10 miles an hour. That's it. They don't care about getting every penny out of all the flippers anymore because they're gone anyways. They knew they would be gone anyways. So they're like, let's do everything we can to get as much money out until the end of 2022. The beginning of 2023, we're going to right the ship, and then all the players are going to love us because we responded to their needs. And then it's just going to be business as usual in the cardboard side. lower print runs, less amount of products, and everybody's going to be like, oh, we did this. The players did this. The content creators, we did this. We enacted change. No, this was their plan the whole time. They foresaw that 2023 was going to be horrible for the economy. Flippers, investors, collectors were going to be out, so they wanted to get all that money before 2023. People are going to be losing their jobs like crazy. Also, if everybody loses their freaking jobs, free money's out the window. Everybody that wants to play but can't afford to play anymore, or they had a bad experience with all this cardboard and they lost a bunch of money over the last 2 years, they're going to go to Arena. And man, I logged into Arena recently. I've logged in the last couple nights. They are pumping microtransactions like crazy. It's going to be such a high profit over the next year as people lose their jobs, as people can't afford entire booster boxes, but they can afford $2, $5, $10 once a month or something. So I believe this was all on purpose. Alpha Investments, he'll be back. Dual Brain, Magic the Gathering, Bad Boy Gaming, they'll all be back. Because next year, they're going to be all celebrated as hobby heroes for saving the game, orchestrating boycotts. We really made change. It's Hasbro's plan the whole time. Take care, everybody. That's my challenge to you. Hope you enjoy that, and I will put out more stuff to challenge everybody's way of thinking. Because just because everybody says the sky is blue, I'm that person that's like, well, let me ask a scientist and let's figure this out. Is it really blue? Because maybe it's clear and we're just seeing the kind of ultraviolet rays being reflected in a different direction. I don't know. I like to ask questions. I like to challenge. And thank you so much for supporting the channel. Take care.